はい、ということでやっていこう。前回ホーネッツに89対56で勝ったんで、今回10月25日分ワシントンウィザード戦っていきたいと思います。それじゃあイヤホンをつけようかね。よし、じゃあやっていきます。よし。おお、びっくりした。トレードあげません。すみません、あげません。ごめんなさい。今年勝つことだけ目標にしてるんで。ディミリーに勝つセールスオビールカリーダビールが来る。はい。33番に変わったカスマ対ハリスなんですよ。いい感じじゃね、マッチアップ的には結構。おお、ルイ八村スタメンじゃないですか。いいや。
Yeah, Jack won Finals MVP. Do you feel like that chemistry that Ryan was talking about really helped propel you to that second championship?
Yeah, and it's something I think is a big issue for a lot of people in the league. And I think a lot of teams are quick to make changes and whatnot.
おお、合ってた。だったわ、レイカーズらしい。知らんて。
The Road Warrior Wizards arriving at the arena. That look tells us they're ready to get down to the task at hand.
Harden, Durant.
Terrific view of the nighttime traffic between Manhattan and our setting tonight, Brooklyn, New York. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA Ball. And along with Grant Hill and Doris Burke, I'm Brian Anderson, joined by Ali LaForce, our reporter. And the upcoming schedule for the Brooklyn Nets. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Jimmy Butler and the Miami. Before we get started, we've got just enough time to head over to the sideline.
Brian, thanks. Kyrie Irving has settled in Brooklyn after his time.
Wise words, Ali. Thank you for that. And now the Washington Wizards starters. Dinwiddie and Beal comprise the backcourt. Kyle Kuzma out there with Rui Hachimura. And it's Gafford in at the 5 spot. And for the Nets, Durant and Griffin the combo out front. Kyrie Irving out there with James Harden. And it's Harris in at the 3 slot. Well, we've got some hot starts and some ugly starts early in the season. Grant, how long should teams wait before worrying about their record?
Well, it's simple, BA. If you have a bad record, you should always be worried. But most GMs don't think about making changes until about the halfway mark.
Durant inside. Hachimura covering. Fires the 3.
Well,
we think of Durant as a naturally gifted scorer. Fact is, this guy understands how to get his teammates open.
Beal with it. Durant covering. Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one. Beal's got his second bucket of the night.
You want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry the offense for long stretches.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like,
5対4。
where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Dinwiddie passes to Gafford.
ギャフォードのシュート。
He can't hit that time. Oh, excellent D there from Harden. Durant against Hachimura. Durant drives in.
Durant
with the big finish.
KD is a force of nature. Sensational.
スルリと抜いていきます。
The Wizards have gone 2 of 3 to get this one going.
ハーデン対ディンウィディ。ハーデン対ディンウィディ。元同僚。今日としたことはない。
For the U.S., where he was the most dominant player in the world in Tokyo, and now locked in his next 4 years with the Brooklyn Nets. A great deal for him, and a great deal for his squad.
Three-pointer Harden.
Harden 3-pointer 入っていく。いい。
Harden's got 6.
Boy, 4 for 4 to get things started. Must have been a good shoot around this morning.
High post Gafford. Back to Dinwiddie.
く、ギャフォード、ギャフォード、ギャフォードドライブ、ギャフォードドライブ。キックアウト。クズマのシュート、クズマのシュート。入らない。ハーデンがリバウンドを取っていく。
Harden the pass to Harris. Harden against Dinwiddie. Outside Harden. And so he draws the foul.
ファールをもらっていきます。ファールをしたのはディーウィディ。シューターはハーデン。ハーデンのフリースロー確率は高いです。とても高いです。はい。
So he gets them both. And it was Kyrie Irving who vocalized that Harden should play the point.
You never know exactly what Kyrie's thinking, but boy, his IQ is unbelievable. He knew the dynamic between himself, Harden, and Durant, and when he told James to play the point guard, that is when this team took off.
The Nets with the lead. Outside Harden.
去年はウィザーズの完全15冠だったブルックリンネッツ。ウィザーズは独自の進化を遂げてますから、どうなるか分からない。また完全解剖官と言ってしまうのか。ここは結構重要なとこ。はい、やれていく。ブラッドリー・ビール強いです。ショットを固めているところ。
Here's Harden. And he can't get that
マジで
one.
このメータ
Now
ー
the
難しい
Wizards
な。
take it the other way. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Brooklyn this season.
Well, they're gonna face each other a bunch of times this season. Each team wants to make a powerful first impression.
And the better they know each other, the more competitive they become. Expect this first one to be extremely spirited, with each side trying desperately to send a message early.
Now a timeout called by Washington.
ウィザーズのタイムアウトです。
So Brooklyn going with almost an entire new group here. Aldridge is checked in for Griffin. Claxton comes in for Durant. Brown, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Mills in for Irving. A big group substitution here for Washington. Bryant, he's checked in for Gafford. Harrell comes in for Hachimura. Bertans checked in for Kuzma. And Neto is checked in for Dinwiddie. And the shot's good. Beal's got 10 points in the game.
Only one miss in his first 6 shots. He's definitely brought his A game.
Here's Harden. There's the drive.
うまいね。
Gets it to go. 4 for 6 so far.
またハーデンのチームになってしまうのか。
Proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
Here's Neto. The shot.
OK、
No
リバウン
good.
ドナイスリバウンド。ブルース・ブラウンのリバウンドからハーデン取って、ハーデンからパティ・ミルス、ハーデンに渡って、ハーデンのスリーポイントシュート、ハーデンのスリーポイントシュート入らない。
Rebounded by Bertans.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Pass to Neto. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair.
誰
Shooting for Washington. Neto. Yeah, the line with
ネート。
First free throw is good. And that's good as he hits both shots. We've got 108 left in the first.
契約金詐欺のラトビアンレーズが出てきてるじゃん。
Harden against Beal. Harden pass to Aldridge. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw
ブラッドリー・ビールの
contact
ファール、ブラッドリー・ビールがファールは結
Marcus
構
has
嬉しい。
been around long enough to know how to
ファ
draw
ール
a
だけ
call.
ど、シュートとか
That's an
それ
important
で
trait
聞い
for
て
a
る
big man to
言って
have.
ことだけ難しいかな、これ。
at the line.
あ、大丈夫そう。
And that one falls for Aldridge.
クラックスに比べたらまだ大丈夫だ。クラックス。
And so Aldridge nails them both.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
ホームに戦に
To
な
the
ってくれ
paint.
るのは嬉
Here's
しい
Harrell.
な。
And Harrell throws it down.
This young guy is an absolute monster at the rim. So tough for opponents to match Harrell's level of physicality.
まあまあまあまあまあまあまあまあ。
And you'd like to go 2 for 1 here, Grant.
And at the same time, you want to get a good
やばい
shot here, BA.
ベルタン砲来た
Puts
ー
them in the lead.
And what's
サードビアン
working
レーザー
here?
ですさす
Each
がに
guy is
入
willing
るよ
to
ね
make the next pass.
Brooklyn has gone
さす
2
が
of
にそ
3
の
from
スリーポイン
3-point
ト入
land
ら
so
なかった
far.
らもう何の契約金
Harden
で
from outside. Washington with a rebound. Fresh off a win against the Pacers.
It was
てかいつの間にか
textbook
逆転
rim
されてる
protection
ね
in that game, taking real pride in shutting down the other team.
It was
Claro,
obvious. They pressured that team from the outset every
サベ
trip
ンファー
down
ル
the
誰
floor.
のファールだ
That
誰シュー
will
ト
wear an opponent down over time.
ね
Yeah, you
ハー
never
デン
want to let shots at the rim go
モントレスハーデン
Well, to see him now, it's hard to believe Montrezl Harrell was a
オッケー
second
今
round
の
pick. This guy is a
走れ走れお前らお前ら走れ
player
お前ら走れ走れ走れ走れ
hard to improve his skill set.
Here's Millsap.
オッ
Good.
ケ
And
ー
Brown gets the
20
assist.
対20
and both teams
同
already
点の試合
firing
終わ
on
りたい
all
な
cylinders.
Yeah, this is already a high-scoring game, but we knew that was a possibility coming into this one.
どうか OK
James Harden. He's been the guy making things
というこ
happen
と
for
で
the
第1クォー
Brooklyn
ター
Nets.
20対
He
20
made
の
a
同点
big
で試合
impact.
を終わらせてい
12
きます
points in the quarter.
試合は終わってい
And
ない
don't
です
go far.
第2ク
We'll be
第
right
2
back.
クォーターに行きたいと思いますさあ
Well, the Nets know they're going to be lights out
さあ
scoring
さあ
the
さ
ball.
あ
This league does not one-on-one defense, you know. So
チームディフェンスの
team
重要性に
defense
ついて
and, the best
本当です
Well,
このディフ
KD
ェン
is
ス
an elite
ここのチー
scorer,
ムディフェン
but
スが
Grant,
ちょっ
he's
となんだ
also a plus defender.
He really is, BA. I mean, he knows about defenders working together. I mean, they do it nightly trying to slow him down.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see
Oh,
what
boy.
happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen from the Nets, what do you think, guys?
Attacking relentlessly, drawing fouls. They won that first
こ
quarter
の
at the
ターンは
strike.
ない
They have done a tremendous job of drawing contact and putting officials in a place where they simply have to make the call.
Yes
Mills. Paul Millsap is out there with Johnson. Then it's James Harden.
かっこいい
And it's Brown in at the three. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. On the AT&T
ハーデンこんな飛べてんの
5G slam cam. Good
あの
look
巨
by
体で
our terrific camera crew. Out left to the
そう
wing.
かも出てくる
Bertans for three. Perfect night so
いや
far.
ベルタン砲
Two for
強い
two.
な
Boy, to be a sweet shooting big like Davis Bertans, this guy is deadly from deep. Boy, you think about Davis Bertans. He's traded from San Antonio to Washington back in the summer of 2019, and that ignited his career. Bertans almost doubled his scoring average and range shooting to the tune of 42%.
And Harden
In
with
my
the
block.
block. Stolen by Bryant. The rebound by the Nets. Coming off a win against the Hornets.
Yeah, and that one came down to their rebounding. There was a big gap
Hide it.
between the two teams.
That was a coach's dream, to get that kind of effort and intensity on the glass, and for it to pay those kinds of dividends, critical.
そろそろウィザーズのルーキー出てくるんじゃない
Beal against
What did it
Millsap. And it's Beal penetrating. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way.
ローテーション
No for Bertans. Joining the Wizards ended up
ビー
being
ルが
great
外し
for
た
Nets.
すげえ
Yeah, when he re-signed with Washington during the 2020 offseason, 5 years, $80 million. Not too bad for the native of Latvia. Players like Bertans, though, 6'10", great three-point shooter. Look out, folks, he's always going to be in demand.
The Wizards making a switch here. Gafford, he's checked in for Bryant. Hachimura comes in
うわ
for
ブロック
Harrell.
された
Kuzma's
す
checked
げえ
in
わ
for
でも
Bertans.
もう最
And
高
it's
だ
Dinwiddie in for Neto. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks,
八村
Brian.
のスリー
Well, just about
危ね
every discussion
結構
of
改
the
善してる
NBA
よね
trade market comes back to the Washington Wizards. An all-star shooting guard Bradley Beal on a
Hey.
team that hasn't been to playoffs in 3 seasons.
いいね
Something's got to give.
ベルタン砲に
And
負け
guys
てない
with Beal possessing an opt-out after the season, expect those talks to
Yeah, hold on.
intensify.
ギャフォー
That's
ド
a good point.
ギャフォードのドリブル
Dinwiddie outside.
ディミディギャフォード八村のスティールしてね
Gafford against Millsap. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gafford passes to Kuzma.
クズマのダンク入っていく
Finishing it off.
You know, I think Kuzma has underrated quickness. It's part of what helps him finish at the rim so well.
Here's Irving. The shot
カイリー
off
惜
that
しい
time.
ね
And
抜
Washington
け
the
たん
other
だ
way
けど
now. And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second.
クズマ
Durant against Kuzma.
クズマが中に入って クズマが中に入ってもともとしてデューラントのリバウンド、ブレイクグリフィン、ブレイクケイリーのドリブル、ケイリーのドリブルから中に入ってのレイアップ、ケイリーのシュートです。2ポイント。
For Washington, they've gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. Now a timeout called by Washington.
And something fans don't always get to see, some of the closely guarded secrets that happen in that huddle.
It's tough to hide your communication.
28対27の1点ビハインドでタイムアウトを取られています。2ピリ4残り
Claxton, he's checked in for Millsap.
Nicholas Claxton.
Here's Dinwiddie. Boy, he's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. High arcing shot. And the layup is up and in. And the Wizards lead by 3.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
Here's Irving.
入れ。
Again,
お
the
し
net score.
いいね。
Well, draped all over him. In fact,
こういうプレッシャーの中で決めれるの
the
結
concentration
構
by Kyrie Irving, magnificent.
よっ。
Dinwiddie passes to Hachimura. Chalk up.
八村の中での
Starting to see a
シュートを
pattern here.
カメラを
Not
ぶってほ
afraid
し
to
い。
get in the paint and get wet.
Brooklyn has gone 1 of 2 from downtown here in the second. Here's Irving driving to the basket.
カイリー
And
の
that one drops for him.
ドライブレイヤー。
Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, this is one of the best in the league at converting off
八村
contact.
持った、八村持った。
Body control by Kyrie Irving.
Dinwiddie.
ディンウィリーのギャフォードのリバウンド。
Brooklyn with the board.
ブレイクグリフィンになりました。
Here's Claxton. Durant against Beal. For 3, here's Harris. Basket is
Yo.
good. Nice setup from Irving. Irving's got 3 assists
頼れ
tonight.
るね。
Now shooting the three ball at almost 60%. They've been blazing this second quarter.
Kuzma outside.
プレッシャーをかけていきます。はい、来ました。バックコートバイオレーション。クズマがバックコートバイオレーション取られていく。ケイリーのナイスディフェン
Our
スです。
2K leaderboard, focusing on last year's 3-point shooting leaders. Number 1, Joe Harris.
Distance shooters are so accurate these days. It's a real honor to have topped that
はい、
list.
From the arc.
シュート。入っていくジョー・ハリス。2ポイント。お、3ポイントですね。
Well, catch and shoot. Is that Joe Harris' specialty? I think it is.
Kuzma outside. Back to Dinwiddie. Here's Hachimura. And you
マジで
can count
マジでマジでマジであマジであ M1 を決められていく八村の M1 です。
So Brooklyn ends up going with a
シュート入っていく。
Talk about a
強い。
signing that went under
さ
the
すが
radar.
ですね。
Spencer Dinwiddie joining this Wizards ball club. Now, he steps in as a vet guard to lead this young team. And I'm excited to see
Magica.
what Dinwiddie can do as a team leader.
The Wizards have gotten 6 of their 12 attempts to go since the end of the first.
これはさすが
And
に入らない
Mills pulls it
流れて
down.
る。
3-second difference between the shot clock and the game
お
clock.
バカおバカおバカ。
They get it back. Here's Hachimura. It goes.
八村に2回連続得点入れられていく。
He's finally leaving that dismal first quarter behind him. Took him a while to get going.
ハーデンのス
Shot
リーポイ
is
ント。
good.
Well, Harden will do this
ゴリ押しです。
all day if the defense lets
ここ
him.
守りたい。
His efficiency from the arc can be devastating.
Here's Neto.
入れられていく。
Neto's got 5
40
points.
対40。
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
And you would
入ら
expect
ない。
nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Tie game in Brooklyn. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
まあまあまあまあ40対40いい感じじゃないですかね。
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. James Harden was the man in the first. He ended up with 17 points and 1 rebound. Let's start with you, Shaq. What you think about the Nets?
Well, they need to turn the heat up on D. Too often we saw them back.
And that should...
この調子で後半も頑張っていこう。頑張っていこう。
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one.
さ
We are seeing an
あ
outstanding game from James Harden.
後半戦始まります。まず最初にボールを持つのは
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right now.
はーブレイクグリフィンが仕方をしていく。仲が悪いのかわからない。仲が悪そうだ。仲が悪い。多分仲悪い。ギャフォード、外でもらうギャフォード、センターとは何だったのか。ビールのスリーポイント入っていく。ビールのスリーポイントはなかなか入らないと思っていた。入る。ハーデンがドリブルで一気に駆け上がって、ドリブルで駆け上がって、八村のファウルでフリースローに回る。
That's good from Harden.
James Harden. And out the line, shooting 2.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Here's Dinwiddie. Oh, nice finish from the low block.
その体勢からよく決めてくるハーデンにパス
Brooklyn
を
has
して、
gotten 6 of 10
ここはもう
three-pointers to drop.
KD に任せる。
That's good from Durant on the assist by
いい
Harden.
セットです。
Give him 8.
Yeah, the focus of the defense. I mean, James Harden was able to use that attention and turn it into a hoop for
いや
someone
ー、
else.
これは
And
強い。
it's slammed in by Hachimura.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
おお、ブロックされた八村。八村のブロックです。
2 points, moves on.
ビール、
Beal finds Kuzma.
クズマ、
Right wing.
ディンウィリー、ディンウィリー、ディンウィリー持つ、ディンウィ
Irving
リーが持
against
つ、
Dinwiddie.
ディンウィリー、ディンウィリーが持つ、ディンウィリーずっと持つ、ディンウィリーが決めてくる。強いで
And now it's a
す。
5-point Wizard
デ
lead.
ュラント。
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Here's Irving.
Kyrie.
And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
糸の針の穴を通すかのような
Basket of the night.
デュラントの
Washington
パ
has
ス
gone
正確
4
す
of
ぎま
5
す。
from outside the arc in this one. Down low. Here's Gafford. And the dunk by Gafford.
You can see the level of attention Bradley Beal draws. This guy is so heady finding the open teammate.
Pass to Durant. And here's Harris. Back to Durant. Outside for Harden.
うまい。おし。円ワン
It's
で
going
す。
to be on Bradley Beal.
Boy, everyone is getting to their spots and then capitalizing.
フリースローしっかりと沈んでいく。
Beautiful.
Millsap, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Bryant, he's checked in
51
for
対
Washington.
41
Harrell
で
comes in for Hachimura. Here's Harrell.
4点ビハインド。
Harrell with the strong finish.
なぜここを入れさせてしまうのかわからない。
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Yep, that one goes. Irving's got 8.
I could make the case Kyrie Irving is the best ball handler of all time. On the dribble drive, look out.
Inside. Kuzma.
まあま
That's
あいい
good.
ディフェンスだっ
The
たから
size
仕方ない
mismatch makes that a high percentage look.
The Nets have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to go since the break. Here's Durant.
ケリー、ケリー、
Drains his 5th shot.
ケリーしか言えない。語彙力
Well,
の
it doesn't get
テ
any
スト。
easier than that. Give Kevin Durant that interior look, and
ディ
he
ンウィリ
will
ーゾーンに
score.
入ってる。ディンウィリーゾーンに入ってるわ。
Beal, no good. For Brooklyn, they've got 5 of 6 shots to fall so far in the third.
What I admire about Bradley Beal is
カイリーのスリーポイント入っている。
not just in his
OK で
overall
す。
game,
こ
but
れ
how
で
he's
1点
embracing
差で
every
勝っています。
game
逆転に成功
he's
しました。
someone his teammates really look up to.
Dinwiddie against Harden.
超気持ちよそうなダンクを決められ
Incredible
ていて。
game. This lead has been exchanged 8 times.
Tremendous show of will and resilience on both sides.
Right side Irving for 3.
カイリーまたスリーポイント入っていく。
Off the assist from Harden. Irving's got 10 points in just the second half. Boy, Beal's rise continues to impress.
タイムアウトウィザーズのタイムアウトで
He
す。
improves as a scorer, especially.
And the older he gets, the more wisdom he attains. Both on and off the court, his guys expect him to lead the charge. It's something that he takes great pride in.
So Brooklyn going with almost an entire new group here. Aldridge is checked in for Millsap. Claxton comes in for Durant. Brown is checked in for Harris. And it's Mills in for Harden. Bertans checked in for Washington. Neto comes in for Bradley Beal.
これは決まらない。ニコラス・クラスソンのリオなんで。
Brooklyn has gone 2 for 2 from deep here in the third.
ブルース・ブラウン、ダンク。60しています。
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet too.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Here's Bryant.
トマブラのバランスを崩れたゴールしたシュート入らない。パティ・ミルスのスリーポイント入らない。ここは入ってほしかった。
To the middle. Here's Dinwiddie. Aldridge pulls down the board. The Nets have gone 8 of 10 in the third and looking in control. Irving with it. Harrell picks him up. Irving pass to Brown. Claxton. Easy two on the layup.
Sometimes a player
いい
is
毛並み。
born with a passer's
まるで
mindset.
馬の
He
尻尾。
deals it with
悪気はな
conviction.
い。いい意味で。
Washington has gone 1 for 2 from outside the arc in this third quarter. And then Bryant with the dunk.
Boy, the ability of Thomas Bryant to play over the top of the defense, so impressive. Gets long and finishes with authority.
パーティーミレス。
Back to Claxton.
外にキックアウト、カイリーのシュートを打たないで。ブラウンのシュート入らない。
Brown can't hit.
残り44秒。
Washington's gone 4 of
あと
6
1
from
回決めたい
3-point
ところ
range thus far.
決められていきます。
And then Bryant with the dunk.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
Aldridge.
決めていくゴールド。
Makes it with the kiss.
強い。
And the Nets lead by 4.
They are passing the ball around tremendously right now.
おお、そこでファウルをしてしまうな。ブレイクブラウンって誰だ。ブルース・ブラウン。
It's going to be on Bruce Brown.
ネート
Some changes for Brooklyn. Griffin, he's checked in for Aldridge. Johnson comes in for Claxton. And Harris is subbed in for Brown. Gafford, he's checked in for Washington. Hachimura comes in for Harrell. Irving against Dinwiddie. Johnson passes to Irving. Shoots over Dinwiddie.
マジかよ。
Here's Neto. Here's Hachimura.
やばーい。うわー、八村強すぎる。なんだこの八村の強さ。65対65同点です。最終ピリオドに突入です。超優勝します。ウィザーズと優勝してしまうのか。ウィザーズは今どのポジションにいるのかということで意外と優勝します。
This was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's
最終ピリオド。
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. James Johnson is out there with Joe Harris. Then it's Kyrie Irving, then there's Patrick Mills, and it's Griffin in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's Neto. He's guarded by Mills. To take the lead. Shot is good.
This continues to be a battle. The lead is within reach.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
Now here's Mills. Defense right on it. Irving for 3.
Kyrie.
Neto grabs the miss.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
ディフェンスが決まらない。キーオーとまさかの発生。これはスコールだ。
Harris left side. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute played. Johnson passes to Irving.
カイリー。
No
おお、
good
マ
from
ジか。
outside.
マジか。
The Wizards with a lead. And stolen
ナイ
by
ス。
Irving.
マジか。なんでそこで打ったお前は。マジかの2連続でございます。なぜクラックスにパスを出さなかったのか。クラックスじゃ誰か。ブレイクじゃ誰かいたけどパスを出さなかった。7秒、6秒、5秒、4、3、2、1。
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
マジか。
The Wizards have gotten just one shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. And it's slammed.
八村のダンク。八村かなり活躍してんじゃない。ごめん、通知になった。
Timeout called. Brooklyn. Brooklyn making some changes. Durant, he's checked in for Johnson, and it's Harden in for Mills. Kuzma's checked in for Washington. Dinwiddie comes in for Neto.
Over the last break, I got a chance to hear what Steve Nash said. He
Wow.
loves what he sees.
うわー、ギャホードが強い。
He told the team, quote, "Keep shooting. It's working for us. Let's bring this home." Back to you.
こう敵プロ
And
ッ
that
プ
was
ス
a
多くなっ
great replay we just saw of our mobile one block.
And this is exactly why he's out here, in order to
よ
block
し。
shots in tight games like this.
この走り出しうまい。OK です。
The Wizards have gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. Dinwiddie against Harden. Dinwiddie passes to Gafford.
うまいブロックを決めておく。
Still
いい
possessing
ジャ
such
ンプだった。
incredible timing. Shooters
ここでハーデンのスリー込みとか、決まらない。止めない。ハーデンのめり込んでいく。
by Harden.
お前の手ものめり込んでいく。誰かわからない。スティーブ・ナッシュ痛そう。
If you're just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Irving against Beal.
変な体勢からのシュー
Good
トは入
D
る。
by Harris.
これで入
Brooklyn
ったりちょっ
trailing.
と感じが。
Harden, the pass to Irving. Back to Harden to take the lead.
入れ。
Basket is
よ
good.
し。
Nice setup from Irving.
いいぞ、ハーデン。
Irving's got his
これ
fifth
で逆
assist
転
in
に成
this
功。
one.
Knocks that one down. 4 triples for the night.
ここは守り固めて、守り固めて。
Stolen by Harden. Pass to Irving. And he drives in. Out to Harris. And
マ
it's
ジ
going
か
to be a 3-second
ターンオーバー
call.
になってしまった。
tough
これ
one.
打て
In
ない
a game where every possession is valuable, turnovers can make the difference.
The Wizards making a switch here. Bryant's checked in. Dinwiddie passes to Hachimura.
八村八村
Here in the fourth quarter.
八村のゴーリ押しシュートヤニスみたいでございます。
He's been a steady
ヤニスなら
presence
ダン
for
クして
them.
た。
Nice to have that kind of safety net at the offensive end.
Harden.
うまいハーデンの抜け道。
Harden's got 7 points here in the quarter.
2分20秒。
Can you say important
ちょっと
bucket
わからな
by
い。
Harden? James always wants the ball in these moments.
八村が強いね。
Hachimura doesn't
八村が
shy
強い。
away from the pressure and he delivers.
Griffin finds Harris. Outside Harden.
ファウルもらって、まあまあまあまあま
He'll
あ。
head to the line to shoot 2.
これでハーデンがスリーポイ
He
ント
made sure to get his money's worth on that.
入れていく。
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Washington.
入れていく。
Haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They've been the aggressors.
They've also jumped at every chance to attack the
ウ
basket
ィザーズのタイ
tonight.
ムアウ
Just
ト点
terrific
差で1分
penetration.
58秒。
Aldridge is checked in for Griffin. Now a timeout called by Washington. They're trailing by 1. A minute 58 left to play in the fourth. All right, time now to present our New Balance player of the game, James Harden.
And I'll tell you what, this was one easy pick for sure. From the start, he looked in total control for the entire game. It's incredible to see a player outperforming everyone else on the court.
Here's Bryant. And the shot falls short that
うまい
time.
ディフェンスからの
Well,
パ
he's
ス
a
パス
quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Harden pass to Harris.
シュートパスフェイクシュートフェイクシュートシュートブラッドリー・ビル
Irving
がい
against
て
Beal. High post Aldridge.
ディンウィリーディンウィリーディンウィ
Now
リー
here's Harden.
ディンウィリー
Tightly guarded. That shot.
うー
The Wizards have gotten 4 of 9 shots
八
to
村
go
八
in
村には
in
打た
this
せるの
fourth
マジで
quarter.
八村もうめっちゃゾーン入ってたうめえ Harden が
Here's Harden.
打つ
Here's
の
Harden.
カエル・クズマ、カエル・クズマにプレッシャーディフェンス、プレッシャーディフェンス、プレッシャーディフェンス、ビールが沈めない。ここでカイリの速攻入る。ここでカイリの速攻、カイリの速攻入っていく。よし、3点差で1分残り9分。残り1分9分。いいディフェンス。スリーポイント入らない。リングに弾かれた。カイリーアービング入らない。入らないな。リバウンド取って、ハーデンのダンクが決まっていく。いいレックするんです。
I mean, when it's crunch time on a big possession, Harden is always going to be that guy.
Kuzma outside. There's the triple. And it's Harris with the rebound. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. And so they foul intentionally. And the Nets making a change here. Griffin's checked in. And a change for the
ハーデンのスリーポイントが入っていきます。
And they just continue to attack.
これは勝負ありか。
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Beal outside. The Wizards with another miss. Now Harden.
ということで、ワシントン・ウィザーズ対ブルックリン・ネッツ73対81でブルックリン・ネッツの勝利です。いいね。そんな感じかな。サボニストリプルダブル記録してる。すげえ。すごいね。こんな感じですね。ネッツは変わらず4位。勝率は 75% でございます。シクサーズが強かったね、マジで。そんな感じかな。よし。じゃあ今日はこんぐらいで終わりたいと思います。ありがとうございました。